If you think trust is just a casual bond, think again. It's a fragile thread, easily severed by deception. And once it snaps, the pain is profound. You owe it to yourself to hit that like button and subscribe, because the information in this video could shield you from the emotional turmoil of betrayal you never saw coming. Trust is not simply delicate, it holds sacred value. The profound hurt that comes when trust is broken, especially through a well-crafted lie, can leave deep emotional scars. If you've ever experienced that gut-wrenching moment of realizing someone you cared for was never truthful with you, rest assured that you are not isolated in this experience. The most dangerous liars often cloak themselves in charm, posing seemingly innocent questions that are actually calculated traps. These aren't mere inquiries. They are weapons of manipulation, and if you overlook the signs, you might find yourself blindsided by betrayal when it's too late. In this analysis, we will uncover 5 specific questions that manipulative individuals employ to feign connection while covertly controlling your reality. This exploration is crucial because these tactics are not only subtle and strategic, but also alarmingly prevalent in various aspects of life, whether in personal relationships, work environments, or everyday exchanges. If you've ever found yourself saying, "How did I not see it sooner?" This information is tailored for you. Each question builds on the last, revealing the intricate methods liars use to construct trust only to dismantle it. Make sure to absorb every moment of this discussion. What you gain today could save you years of regret and empower you to cultivate the inner strength that Stoicism advocates: calmness, clarity, and control. You are not powerless. You are about to gain insights into what they desperately wished you wouldn't recognize. Understanding the psychology behind lying is essential. People don't merely deceive because they are inherently bad. They often do so out of fear of rejection, fear of losing power, or fear of confronting their brokenness. These motivations are not excuses but rather harsh truths that drive most deceptions. If you have ever pondered, "Why would someone do this to me?" you are on the path to unraveling the intricacies of manipulation. Recognizing why people lie is half the battle. The other half lies in recognizing how it feels when deception occurs. Manipulation rarely appears as an overt threat. Instead, it emerges as guilt, pressure, and subtle emotional hooks that compel you to question your instincts. These deceptive tactics can create a fog of confusion, pulling you away from your own emotions and rational thoughts. To reclaim your clarity, it is crucial to cultivate self-awareness and emotional resilience. By doing so, you fortify your defenses, enabling you to navigate the murky waters of dishonesty with confidence and strength. One of the most insidious tactics employed by manipulators is the seemingly innocent question, "Don't you trust me?" At first glance, this question appears to be a plea for understanding, perhaps even a moment of vulnerability. However, a closer examination reveals that it is a demand for compliance, a means to silence your doubts. When asked this question during a moment of uncertainty, when your instincts are raising red flags, you may find yourself hesitating. You pause, seek clarification, and instead of receiving an answer, you encounter a hurt expression in that loaded question. Suddenly, the focus shifts from the facts to your perceived lack of trust, making you feel like the villain for merely seeking clarity. This is a form of emotional blackmail that preys on your innate desire for harmony and peace in relationships. The more conscientious and trusting you are, the more likely you are to succumb to this pressure. You may convince yourself to dismiss your concerns, believing that questioning someone is too harsh, and in doing so, you grant them exactly what they intended: your silence, your doubt, your permission to manipulate. The Stoic response to this situation is vastly different. As Epictetus wisely noted, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit. This statement, while brutal, offers a liberating perspective because it emphasizes that manipulation only works when we relinquish our judgment. A Stoic individual does not allow emotional manipulation to override rational thought. When confronted with the question, "Don't you trust me?" they remain grounded in their truth. Trust is not something that can be demanded, it is earned over time through clarity and transparency, not through emotional coercion. In this light, a Stoic recognizes the power of discernment. They ask themselves, Is this inquiry rooted in genuine concern, or is it a veiled attempt to exert control? Such self-reflection fortifies their resolve, allowing them to prioritize their emotional well-being over the fleeting desire to appease. By valuing integrity over compliance, they cultivate authentic relationships founded on mutual respect, where honesty reigns supreme, and the manipulation of trust becomes powerless against their unwavering commitment to truth. Another common manipulative tactic is the question, "Why would I lie?" This seemingly logical inquiry masks its true intent: to divert attention away from their behavior and cast doubt on your judgment. The goal here is not to engage in a meaningful conversation, but to shut it down entirely. This tactic is particularly effective with those who are inclined to see the best in others, thereby creating a false sense of logic that can lead to significant consequences. When someone asks, "Why would I lie?" they are not seeking truth. They are deflecting and attempting to shift the focus onto you. In these moments, it's essential to recognize this diversion for what it is: a strategic manipulation that preys on your trust. The more you ponder their question, the more you may inadvertently lose sight of your own perspective. This can lead to a cycle of self-doubt, where you begin questioning your instincts rather than the integrity of the person in front of you. Remember, the power of these inquiries lies in their ability to confuse and disorient. To counter this tactic, maintain a firm grasp on your reality and remain resolute in your quest for honesty. The truth should always take precedence over emotional coercion. In the world of manipulation, individuals will often rely on their reputation or history to assert their honesty, but these factors do not guarantee truthfulness. Deception can occur without visible motives, as people lie to protect their egos, advantages, or even as a habit. For example, a smooth-talking insurance agent may insist on their credibility and repeatedly ask, "Why would I lie?" to disarm a potential client. The emotional impact of this question can be so disorienting that the client, wishing to avoid being seen as paranoid, may overlook critical details and end up making a regrettable decision. This scenario underscores the danger of false logic. Just because someone claims they have no reason to lie does not mean they are being truthful. Always remember that the person's track record can be misleading. Manipulators often craft narratives that suit their agendas, leaving you to question not only their motives, but your own judgment as well. Vigilance and scrutiny are your best defenses against such tactics. The Stoicism approach emphasizes integrity and grounding oneself in the truth, as articulated by Marcus Aurelius. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. This guidance directs us to place our trust not in someone's reputation, but in the veracity of the situation. A Stoic remains focused on what is true in the moment, seeking to verify facts independently rather than being swayed by charm or confidence. This mindset cuts through emotional noise, allowing for critical questioning even when faced with individuals who appear trustworthy. By cultivating this perspective, you empower yourself to navigate life's complexities with clarity and resilience, enabling you to confront manipulation head-on. Remember, the strength lies not in passive acceptance but in active discernment. Each challenge is an opportunity for growth. Embrace the Stoic principles of reflection and rationality. They will fortify your resolve against deceit and ultimately lead you toward more authentic and fulfilling relationships. One of the most manipulative inquiries is, can you keep a secret? This question often masquerades as an invitation to intimacy and trust, but can lead to a hidden contract that leaves you feeling obligated. This tactic exploits your loyalty and assumes your silence, creating a moral conflict. When someone frames information as a secret, it carries the weight of obligation and complicity. Moreover, this question can trap you in a web of deceit that ultimately jeopardizes your values and principles. Imagine being asked to hold back information that could harm others or perpetuate wrongdoing. You may feel torn between your loyalty to the person and your ethical obligation to do what's right. This internal struggle can erode your integrity over time, leading you to question your own motives and beliefs. Remember, true trust is built on transparency, not secrecy. When faced with such demands, recognize the power of your choice to refuse complicity. Prioritize your moral compass over fleeting intimacy, and empower yourself by setting boundaries that protect your integrity. Your strength lies in your ability to discern when to speak up, rather than hide behind silence. For instance, consider the experience of Rachel, who found herself caught in a dilemma at work after a colleague pulled her aside and requested confidentiality about her boss's unethical behavior. Though she had no intention of being part of a cover-up, she felt pressured to remain silent due to the initial trust established. This emotional pressure makes it difficult for individuals who value loyalty to act against their moral compass. The underlying truth is that not all secrets deserve to be kept. Just because someone asks for loyalty does not mean they deserve it. In fact, Rachel's internal struggle highlights a crucial lesson: the importance of assessing the ethical implications of keeping certain secrets. When our loyalty is pitted against our values, we must prioritize integrity over complicity. Standing firm in our convictions often requires immense courage, and in Rachel's case, she eventually realized that protecting her own moral standing was more crucial than adhering to someone else's request. By choosing transparency, she not only reclaimed her power but also encouraged a culture of accountability within her workplace, demonstrating that true loyalty aligns with honesty and ethical behavior. The Stoic perspective encourages maintaining ethical boundaries. As Seneca noted, no evil propensity of the human heart is so powerful that it may not be subdued by discipline. This discipline involves evaluating whether keeping a secret aligns with your values and having the strength to say no when it does not. It requires the ability to pause, reflect, and act based on principles rather than emotional impulses. Moreover, cultivating this awareness fosters a sense of inner strength that fortifies your character against manipulation. When you establish clear ethical standards, you empower yourself to resist the pressures that demand complicity and deceit. Recognizing that every choice carries weight can transform seemingly minor decisions into defining moments. This heightened consciousness not only shields you from being ensnared in someone else's narrative, but also enhances your ability to inspire trust in others through your integrity. In a world rife with deception, steadfast adherence to your values will illuminate your path, guiding you toward authentic connections rooted in respect and transparency. The question, "Who told you that?" serves as another manipulative tactic. When confronted with difficult truths, this question shifts focus from accountability to information policing. The aim is to undermine your confidence and make you feel as though you have done something wrong by merely being informed. This classic power play creates doubt and confusion, which is especially prevalent among those with something to hide. This tactic serves a dual purpose. Not only does it deflect attention from their actions, but it also attempts to isolate you by questioning your sources. It encourages a sense of paranoia, leading you to second-guess your allies and your own judgment. By fostering an environment of mistrust, manipulators weaken your support network, making you more reliant on them for validation. Remember, the true intention behind such inquiries is rarely about truth-seeking. It's about control. Stay vigilant and anchor yourself in objective realities rather than subjective narratives crafted to keep you in uncertainty. For example, consider Lance Armstrong, who, when faced with doping allegations, deflected by questioning the motives and credibility of those who spoke out, diverting attention from the accusations themselves. This tactic can lead to hesitation and uncertainty among observers, causing them to question their instincts rather than focusing on the actual truth. In many cases, this diversion can create a chilling effect, silencing dissent and creating a false narrative where the accuser becomes the villain. Observers, caught in this web of manipulation, may hesitate to speak out or challenge the narrative, fearing backlash or social ostracism. The insidious nature of this tactic further illustrates the importance of cultivating critical thinking and self-advocacy. By recognizing these patterns, you empower yourself to stand firm in your convictions, resisting the urge to doubt your own perceptions and insights. This practice not only fortifies your own mental resilience, but also encourages a culture of transparency and accountability, dismantling the power of deceit. Stoic philosophy encourages a different approach, seeking clarity and remaining grounded. As Epictetus advised, those who live with integrity do not become preoccupied with the sources of information. They confront the truth directly. When confronted with the question, "Who told you that?" it is vital to refuse the diversion and focus on the core issue. Character is revealed not during praise, but when accountability is demanded. Moreover, true strength lies in the willingness to challenge the narrative presented to you. By remaining steadfast in your values, you empower yourself to navigate the murky waters of deception. Embracing this stoic mindset fosters resilience and sharpens your discernment. Remember, the manipulator thrives on your confusion. Clarity is your greatest ally. By focusing on what truly matters, your principles and the reality at hand, you dismantle their tactics and reclaim your agency. Stand firm, for it is through such trials that your character is not only tested, but ultimately fortified. Lastly, the question, "Don't you remember?" can lead to gaslighting, a destructive form of manipulation that undermines your perception of reality. This tactic creates confusion, allowing the manipulator to gain control over your understanding of events. The process often begins subtly, as someone insists you agreed to something you are certain you never did. Over time, this strategy chips away at your self-confidence, causing you to doubt not only your memory, but also your overall judgment. The danger lies in how it can shift your identity from a confident individual to someone perpetually second-guessing themselves. Gaslighting isn't just inconvenient, it's psychologically damaging, fostering a reliance on the manipulator for validation. To counter this, it's essential to document conversations and decisions whenever possible. Keeping a blindsided journal or maintaining a record of discussions can serve as a protective shield against manipulation. Remember, your experiences and perceptions are valid. Don't allow anyone to rewrite your reality or assert control over your truth. Empower yourself with awareness and assertiveness, and refuse to be a passive participant in your own narrative. Take back your agency, and ensure that your voice remains strong amidst the chaos of deceit. In a relationship context, this may manifest when a partner insists you previously discussed a significant decision. They present it with such conviction that you begin to doubt your own memory and perception. This psychological pressure can lead to a shift in your confidence, causing you to defer to their version of events. You may find yourself questioning your reality, scrambling for evidence to support your truth. This is exactly what manipulators thrive on, creating an environment where your instincts are silenced by self-doubt. The longer this dynamic persists, the more it erodes your self-esteem and leaves you feeling disoriented. It's crucial to remember that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, not on manipulation. A partner should empower you to express your thoughts without fear of retribution. Recognizing these tactics early on can help you reclaim your narrative, reinforcing the importance of open communication and trust. By doing so, you not only protect your mental well-being, but also foster healthier dynamics devoid of psychological games. Stand firm in your truth. It's your reality that matters most. Stoicism provides a powerful counter to this manipulation, emphasizing that your mind is yours to control. Marcus Aurelius affirmed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This means that no one can dictate your perception of reality. Maintaining clarity and seeking documentation when necessary, be it through notes, written agreements, or personal reflections, empowers you to assert your truth. Furthermore, cultivating the habit of self-reflection and mindfulness can fortify your defenses against manipulation. By regularly checking in with your thoughts and feelings, you become more attuned to any inconsistencies or emotional disruptions that arise from others' words. Engaging in daily practices such as journaling or meditation can enhance your self-awareness, enabling you to recognize when someone is attempting to distort your reality. The foundation of Stoicism lies in discernment. It is not simply about enduring challenges, but actively fighting for your own clarity amid chaos. Equip yourself with this armor of insight, and you will find that manipulation loses its power against your unwavering commitment to the truth. The aim is not to engage in endless arguments, but to remain grounded in reality. Establishing habits that protect your perception can build a solid foundation against manipulation. Remember, just because someone speaks with confidence does not guarantee they are truthful. To reinforce your defenses, practice active listening. Truly hear what is being said instead of merely waiting to respond. Ask clarifying questions that encourage transparency and expose inconsistencies in their narrative. Journaling your thoughts and experiences can also create a personal record that bolsters your memory and understanding of events. Preventing gaslighting from taking hold. Additionally, surround yourself with trusted individuals who value honesty and can provide objective perspectives. This support network can empower you to remain steadfast in your truth, illuminating the shadows of deceit. Remember, the strength lies not only in recognizing manipulation, but also in cultivating resilience against it. Ultimately, liars do not merely fabricate stories. They wield questions designed to undermine your confidence and manipulate your reality. Recognizing these 5 questions helps you understand the underlying patterns of manipulation. Now that this knowledge is in your hands, you have the power to protect yourself, to choose awareness over naivety, and to prioritize truth over emotional traps. The next time you encounter these questions, pause, reflect, and apply the insights gained here. You are more than a pawn in their game. Your mind is not up for negotiation.